Hi guys, so today I'll be showing you guys how I'm making my cash envelopes. So for this, you're going to need a Cricut machine. So the very first step is to look up rectangle SVG, and then there's a bunch of little borders you can choose from. These are going to be the borders for your cash envelope, so you can use, ones with flowers on it or rounded ones, any one you want. But I'm going to be using this one here since it's plain. And then you're just going to save that image. And then once you're done with that, you're going to upload it onto Cricut. And then you're just going to upload it over here if you already don't have it. But I already have it, so I'm just going to select it there. And then I'm going to import it onto my design space. And then after that, I'm just going to resize it, and then you're going to unlock it on the top there. So I'm going to resize it to 7 by 3. And then once I'm done with that, I'm just going to change the color of it to make it look more nicer. And then for the text, I actually went on this website called thefont.com, and there's a bunch of free fonts you can use for personal use. There's tons for you to choose from, and it's really easy to save it onto your computer. So the font I'll be using is Lemon Crush, and it's really simple to download. So you're just gonna press that download button right there, and it's gonna download up here on the top. And you just wait for it to download, and then once it's downloaded, you're just gonna double click it and then press the TTF, and then on the bottom over there it'll say install font. And then after that, your font should be downloaded. If it's not, then just reload your design space. And so I'm gonna type in a random category I have, then I'm gonna change the font to the lemon one I just downloaded. And then after that, I'm gonna duplicate the border so I can make more envelopes. And then you're gonna select both of them, and you're gonna go into the top and align center, and you're gonna go to the bottom and weld so it's all stuck together. And then you're just gonna repeat the process for whatever envelopes you have left. So yeah, these are all my cash envelopes I'll be making, and it's really simple to make them and customize them. You can even go online and search for free SVGs, or you can go on the shapes, and as I'm showing here, I'm putting little hearts, and you can design your cash envelopes to whatever you want. I'm just adding little hearts over here to show you guys how simple it is to customize them. And then you're just gonna make sure you weld them. So I'm just showing you guys a quick little example. Just make sure to weld it. I'm actually not gonna put hearts, so I just wanted to show you guys how to do so. But yeah, after you're done with that, all you're going to do is you're going to save your project, and you're gonna click make it on the top, and then you're gonna load in your vinyl and cut it out on your Cricut machine. But I'm actually gonna organize it here to fit more envelopes. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and just send it to your Cricut and load in your vinyl, and I'll be back for the next steps. So the next step is I'll be using this vinyl here, and this is the Tech Wrap Craft Vinyl in this really pretty pink color. It's in glossy millennial pink. I'll link every product I used in the description below. But yeah, I'm gonna put this onto here so I can cut everything out, and I'll show you guys soon. So I loaded my vinyl into my Cricut, and now the Cricut is doing its job and cutting it. So yeah, stay tuned for the next step. So now I'm cutting off the excess vinyl, and I'm gonna be saving that on the side for later. Maybe I could use it for another project or so. And here I am cutting out the cash envelopes. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm cutting it so it's easier for me to weed. And now this is a little clip of me weeding out the envelopes. So it's kind of tricky. I don't know if it's because it was the vinyl I used. It's my first time using it. But yeah, basically this is the process of me weeding it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I do it for each envelope I have. And then once I'm done with that, all I'm gonna do is just repeat the process for the rest of the envelopes I have. I have a lot of categories, so a lot more weeding for me to do, but it's pretty simple. That's all you do, and you just take out the excess, and then that's it. So I wanted to show you a time lapse of this envelope I'm making for my bag fund. This envelope turned out super cute. The only thing is it was very time consuming. I had to speed up this clip about 2 times. It took me almost 8 minutes just to weed this vinyl off of here. But yeah, I kind of messed up since it was my first time doing this design on an envelope instead of a cup, but it's super cute. It turned out really nice and I'm obsessed with this. It's so pretty. So all my supplies will be linked in my bio, but I'm using 3mm laminating sheets and I'm also using 5mm laminating sheets. I got both at Target. I have my vinyl here. I also have my hole punch. And then over here I have my paper cutter, ruler, and an expo marker. I'm pretty sure that's all you'll need. So first off, I'm taking off those rounded edges off the laminating sheets. So I'm just cutting it off so it's not curved and everything is all nice and straight. So the next step is measuring your cash envelopes. So I'm gonna do 7 1/8, I believe. So that's that second line after the 7 inches I'm pointing at. I believe it's 7 1/8 inch. Please correct me down below if it's not. But I basically measured a cash envelope I bought from Etsy and I'm just copying all the measurements. And here I'm taking an expo marker and I'm lining it up with that second line after the 7. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here, and I'm cutting it and I'm lining it up with that little dot that I marked earlier, and that will give you your one side of your cash envelope. So that will give you the width of your cash envelope. It's really easy to remove the expo marker afterwards. So now for the height of your cash envelopes, I'm going to be doing 3 1/8 inch. So yeah, I'm really bad at measurements, but it's that second line after the 3 again. So same thing, I'm marking that second line after the 3 inches, and I'm gonna be cutting it right there too. So here I am gonna cut it finally. I'm cutting it at that 3 1/8 of an inch, I believe. And so once you're done with that, you can make about 3 cash envelopes with those dimensions, with one laminating sheet. So here are my 3, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn them inside out. So as you can tell before, they're glossy, and now you flip them inside out, they're both on the matte side. And so once you're done with that, you're gonna take your decals you made with your vinyl and you're gonna get your transfer tape and transfer it onto your transfer tape. Here I am just taking out all the air bubbles off the vinyl and then peeling the backing off of it. So now you have that, you're going to take your inside out cash envelopes that we cut earlier. You're gonna only take one side of it. Make sure you're doing it on the matte side, not the glossy. And I basically just eyeballed it onto my laminating sheet I used earlier. But you can use parchment paper or, I don't know, ruler, anything you want to line it up. But I kind of just eyeballed it, and here I am scraping it onto the laminating sheet and taking off the transfer tape. So now once you're done with that, you're gonna take the other side to it and make sure you line it up before you put it into the 5mm laminating sheet. And here I am just looking for any air bubbles or lint. But yeah, here it is in the 5mm laminating sheet. You can fit up to 3 like I said, but here I'm trying it out with only 2. And you're just gonna run it through your laminator. Make sure it's on the 5mm setting. So here it is once it's through the laminator. It's still pretty hot, so that's why it kind of looks like that. But I am going to be trimming them. So for the top of the envelope, you want to make sure you can open it so you can kind of trim the border of the envelope you have here. So on this video, I didn't cut it enough to open it, so I'm just gonna trim it one more time again so it actually opens from the top. So now, as you can tell, it opens from the top, and that is your little pocket. And now I'm just gonna trim the sides of it. So you want to make sure you're very careful and don't cut it open. You don't cut too much of it or else it'll open. And I made that mistake. I cut it too close to the border and it actually opened inside. As you can tell, there's a hole. So that's no problem. All you're gonna do is run it through your laminator one more time. And so that's what I did, and look at it, it's nice and sealed now. There's no hole. So for the other side, I'm gonna be very careful and I'm gonna make sure I don't cut it too close to the border. So this time I cut it just enough and nothing opens, only the top. So it is nice and perfect now. It only opens from the top, and there it is. So if you're gonna put this in your wallet, you can just trim off the bottom, but I'm gonna actually put it in a binder and hole punch it. So I'm measuring how much I want to use. So I'm using 1.5 centimeter on the bottom, so I'm just gonna trim off the excess. I'm doing the same steps, just measuring it at 1.5 centimeters and trimming off the excess. So once you trim that, you just have perfect amount of space to put it into your binder and hole punch. So the next step is to hole punch it, and I'm using my A6 hole puncher I got off Amazon. And then that is pretty much it. So there's enough space, you can put it into your binder and hole punch it perfectly, and it doesn't open up on the bottom. Everything stays in place, and this is it in my binder. It fits perfectly in my binder, and the money fits really nicely in there. There's no problems at all. So yeah, this is how it looks like. It's not bad for my first time. There's a lot to improve, but I'm really proud of myself for making this for the very first time with you guys. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this helped. I know I'm very bad at explaining things, and this tutorial might not have been the best, but I tried, and that's all that matters. I hope this helped you guys. If you guys ever do want to make your own cash envelopes, it's super simple once you get the hang of it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave any comments down below. See you guys next time. Bye!